Hello there, Liverpool fans. Back with a video to talk about the West Ham game, which is tomorrow, of course, on Sunday. It's going to be a 1:30 p.m. kickoff at Anfield. Yeah, I mean we're over the pre-season now, and all the preparation for the new season has been done. It's been finalised. We've played our friendly matches. We've got the players in that we needed for our squads, new players in different positions, goalkeeper, midfielders, and I think we've got a winger, a kind of winger striker in Shaqiri, of course, Sheridan Shaqiri. And we had a good summer, transfer window. I feel as a Liverpool fan. I mean, we've experienced some terrible ones over the past. What is it? The past, 5 to 10 years. We've experienced some terrible summer transfer windows, and we haven't really achieved anything going into a new season. But this year, we seem to have bucked our ideas up, and the FSG, our owners, the Americans, seem to have help Jurgen Klopp this summer to acquire the players that he needs. Apart from the Nabil Fekir disaster, I call it, because he was actually on his way to Liverpool. He actually signed for the club, and he was on his way to the club, to Liverpool to actually, to do all the media stuff and everything, and he'd signed the contract. And because I think apparently they found something wrong with one of his knees, a past injury that he had that could flare up again in the future. So the club, I feel, have decided not to sign him. Of course, there's two ways of looking at it. I mean, it could also be the fact that FSG are not willing to pay the asking price that Lyon actually wanted from Liverpool, and they found a way of getting out of the deal, getting out of the negotiations. So it could be either one of those. You never know, but they're telling us it's because of the injury. He's got this uh, bad injury with his knee, and it could come back to haunt him in the future. So they're not too keen to spend the money to buy him and then to see something happen to him. But I mean, I don't understand, because if that was the case, then why is he in the French national team for the World Cup? Why is he now back with Lyon and he's playing at the top level in French football? He's playing for a club like Lyon, who are sort of in the Champions League brackets in France. Maybe they're not, title winners. They're not at that level, PSG or Monaco, but they're there or thereabouts. So they're a good team in France, Lyon. And surely a club like Lyon would not carry on with Fekir. If there's something wrong with him, drastically wrong with his knee, then they're not stupid that they're going to give him a contract, are they? And allow him to carry on playing for Lyon, or for the, even higher standard, the French national team, who won they won the World Cup, of course, in Russia this summer. So I mean, there's a lot of misinformation and articles and this and that going around, telling us conflicting stories about the situation, and we, as Liverpool fans, we don't exactly know what is going on. Nobody knows the truth apart from the people that were in the negotiations. Michael Edwards and probably a couple of other people from Liverpool, and of course the Lyon people, the people from the club, from Lyon's side, and we don't know what happened during the negotiation process. But I mean, if we'd just been able to sign him, he would have been a great player, a great replacement for Coutinho going into this new season, which we needed. I mean, it's all well and good that we've bought Fabinho and Naby Keita, but these two players are completely different players to what we need in midfield. I mean, a creative attacking midfielder enables you to score many more goals, creates a lot of chances, can see a pass. If we need somebody in midfield who can play the killer pass at the right time, because there are good players in midfield, but most of them, they don't have the nous. They don't have the how do you say? They're not clever players. They can't see a pass happening before they actually play the pass. And there's not many players in the world that can actually do that. Coutinho was one of those players. Maybe he was not consistent with Liverpool in some seasons, but I mean, before he left last season, up until December, January, he was playing some outstanding football. We have to admit. I mean, we all criticised him, and we all talked. We all said bad things about him because he ended up leaving the club and leaving us a bit in the lurch. But if we go back and look at the technique that he has, the quality that he has as a midfielder, an attacking midfielder, then we really miss it. I mean, we didn't exactly miss him last season after he left, but in some games we did. I mean, the passes, the corners, the free kicks, the able to take a shot from long range and put it into the top corner. So we need this kind of player, and I feel that Nabil Fekir or even Pulisic, if we'd been able to get in Christian Pulisic, he would have been another dynamic player that we could add to our attack, that could help out Mane, Salah and Firmino during the long season, because it is going to be a long season. Many games, in the league, in the Champions League, and also the two domestic trophies, the FA Cup and the League Cup. So we need a strong squad. We need a big squad, but we need a squad that is full of quality players. The caliber of player is higher, the standard of player is higher. We don't just want to be relying on youngsters that have never been tried in the team, and putting them into the cup matches, and then we end up getting knocked out in the third round again, the fourth round, which has been happening regularly since Jurgen Klopp's come into the club. Because and also another criticism of Klopp. I mean, I don't want to criticise him before the season's even started, but he seems to just he only has one way of thinking. He doesn't change his way of thinking. I mean, for instance, if you play in a cup match, third round or the fourth round of the FA Cup, let's say, and you want to put youngsters in there, you have to have a blend. You can't just put a totally young team into the a totally young bunch of players into the team, into the first 11. You need to have some of your quality players on the pitch with them to help them out, to teach them how to play, to show them what they need to do in certain situations on the pitch. But if you just have a completely first 11 of young players, then they can't learn on the job, can they? They will learn on the job, but they'll end up losing the game, and they'll end up exiting another competition, which has been very disappointing for Liverpool, because we should have at least had a couple of trophies in the bag by now, and because Klopp, I feel, has not been able to use his squad properly. He hasn't really had the options, to tell you the truth, but he could have played different systems. He could have played different players that he hasn't even brought into the squad. For instance, Markovic. A player like Markovic, I would like to see more of him, because he is a dynamic player. He can take players on and beat them, opposition. He can get crosses into the area, or he can even score goals. He's done it when he was playing in the 14-15 season, I think, under Rodgers. He scored quite a few good goals, and he was looking good for a while, and I don't know what happened after that. He seemed to lose confidence. I think the team went backwards. We had a great run of about 12, 13 games where we were unbeaten, and he looked superb, along with Sturridge and along with Sterling. He really looked like a good player, Markovic. And I was starting to think that he could be like a McManaman type player, somebody that can get the ball, take players on, get crosses into the area, or even, come into the area at the last minute and score a goal, smash the ball into the back of the net. And I don't understand why Klopp hasn't utilised him more, and even Divock Origi. I mean, now some of our fan base, some of our supporters, they don't seem to believe in Divock Origi, but I still feel that there's a player in there. It's just we need to play to his strengths. Divock Origi is a very good player. He's a very fast player, a pacey player that I feel that Liverpool need, because apart from Mane and apart from Salah, I don't think we have any fast players. And of course Keita coming in now. Keita's a quite a fast player, but he's going to be more in the midfield area of the pitch. So we need somebody on the wings. Of course Shaqiri's quite fast as well. Yeah, so yeah, we have to wait and see. So we play West Ham tomorrow at Anfield, 1:30 p.m. kickoff, and I'm expecting 3 points. There's no excuses. I mean, from what we did in the pre-season, the way we played, the kind of results that we got, and the football that we played, we should be beating West Ham. West Ham have brought in quite a few new players as well. this summer. They've acquired quite a few good players. You know, the likes of Felipe Anderson from Lazio. I think they've bought a few others. Just trying to think of their names. You know, yeah, I think they brought in Fabianski as well as a goalkeeper and a few other players that don't come to mind at the moment. But we shall see tomorrow anyway. And of course, they've still got players like Hernandez. They've still got players like Arnautovic and you know, their captain Mark Noble. So they have a decent squad. This is not a shit team, West Ham United. These are we have to take them seriously and we have to make sure that we defend properly. Now that is a major concern for me, the defence, because we've only got one world class centre back that I like to call, you know, Virgil van Dijk is the only one. Now Lovren, no matter what he says about himself being a good defender, you can never trust Dejan Lovren in defence because he's always liable to make a mistake. If he is put under pressure for a sustained period of time in the match, you will see that he will start making mistakes again. He will start giving the ball away. And of course, with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, they're two decent young players. But that's the key word. They're too young. You know, they're young players, and they will inevitably start making mistakes as well. I feel because Alexander-Arnold. I mean, sometimes last season, his defensive cover was not good on the right side. I mean, for me, if Klein is fit, Klein should play because he's the more experienced defender. He's the more, you know, clever player, knowledgeable player who has played in the Premier League with Liverpool. So so he knows what to do in certain positions, and I feel that he's able to cover his back better than Alexander-Arnold is. Now the delivery, crosses, and this and that, I feel Alexander-Arnold is on another level. He really is. I mean, he can take a quality free kick, or he can deliver good crosses into the area, into the front players. But his first job is to make sure that he follows the players that he's supposed to be marking in the defensive area of the pitch. Don't worry about the forward line because we've already got good players up there. You know, the midfield will be Naby Keita, if Fabinho most probably, but if he doesn't play, it will be probably Henderson and Wijnaldum, or you know, Milner. Milner's another good player, so they can feed the front players, and Mane, Salah, and Firmino will do the rest. So there's no need for, you know, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold to foray up the pitch every now and then. You know, you need to be disciplined. You need to know when you need to stay back and when you can go forwards and help the attack. These only come with experience, with playing for many years. You know, and if we had two experienced players in that position, you know, then it would be better for Liverpool. But of course we don't. We have the young players, so they played pretty well last season. If they can keep up the same performance level, you know, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, then we could have another good season, a very good season. But it's going to be tough for them because they're young and they'll be playing a lot of games. So I feel that Klopp should use Klein as well in the place of Alexander-Arnold because, as I said before, because of his experience and his knowledge of playing in that position for many years, first with Southampton and also England, and now with Liverpool for the last 2 or 3 years. So I feel that is the way that Klopp should go about it. And yeah, we just go out there and we smash West Ham. We should do because it's at Anfield. I mean, it's a home game, and we haven't. I don't think we've lost a single game pre-season. I think we only lost to Dortmund, and that was because strange things happened in that game towards the end, and they somehow managed to win it. But apart from that, the other performances have all been very good from Liverpool. You know, we've beaten the likes of Manchester City, Man United, Napoli, Torino, many teams. You know, so. Yeah, well, we should go into the game tomorrow and take the 3 points and make a good start to the Premier League season. You know, of course there are issues at Liverpool. I mean, the fact that we weren't able to get in a replacement for Coutinho does worry me because, as I said before, you know, we need a player that can unlock defences. We need a player that can take a free kick and win you the game. You know, or deliver a magnificent cross into the area from a corner, a set piece, and we can get a goal and win the game or draw the game. But if you don't have this kind of player, then you're relying solely on Mane, Firmino, Salah, probably Shaqiri, and of course the new midfield, Keita and Fabinho. If they can adapt to the Premier League. Now they showed glimpses of playing good football in pre-season, but it's going to be totally different when they come up against the Premier League opponents. The pace of the game, you don't get a rest in the Premier League. You can't afford to just be lazy, and just pass it from side to side. You need to be dynamic, and you need to play good passes into the front players that they can score goals. So we wait to see what happens, Liverpool fans. I was going to do a video after the transfer window, the other day, when it was the end of the summer transfer window, but there was no point because we didn't sign anybody. So there's no point in actually making a video. I just wanted to put it at the beginning of this preview video for the West Ham game. And yeah, that's about it, Liverpool fans. Of course, Alisson in goal. Now we expect good things. We expect good things from Alisson. We paid a lot of money for him. £67 million for a goalkeeper that is a good goalkeeper, but he's only played one full season at Roma. That does worry me. He is the Brazilian national goalkeeper ahead of Ederson, who plays for Manchester City, but he's only played, I think, one full season at Roma in Serie A. He made some outstanding saves, and his contribution to players is good. His passing range, his vision as a goalkeeper is very good, but will he be able to cope with the Premier League? We shall wait and see. I hope to God, I pray to God that he does, because we don't want another disaster in goal, and we start conceding silly goals again, and then the fan base is going to start turning negative again. We're going to start slating our players, and the morale of the team, the mood of the team is going to start going down again, because Liverpool fans are so traumatised with what's happened in the past with certain players, with goalkeepers, defenders, that every little thing that happens, every little mistake is going to be magnified. It's going to be blown out of proportion, basically, and it's just going to lead to another backlash, and probably Liverpool losing their way again, because it's all well and good playing good attacking football, but you need to have the key elements at the back as well, the defence and the goalkeeper position on the pitch, because they're always going to be called upon in the Premier League to do something. You always need a goalkeeper that is ready for action. You always need a defence that can handle, good teams and can keep them out for 90 minutes. So it's not only about just, going full throttle and beating teams, and yeah, we wait and see, Liverpool fans. So I'm very excited. I mean, I might not look very excited to you on the video, but I am very excited for tomorrow's game. I'm a bit, a bit nervous, because I see some players at West Ham that could cause us problems. But if we take the lead at Anfield, we will win that game. We beat them twice last season, 4-1 at the London Stadium and 4-1 at Anfield. So we scored 8 goals against them in 2 games, and we could have scored many more. We had many chances to beat them again, to score against them. So if they play open football, if they try and come at Liverpool, they try and attack Liverpool, then they'll get ripped to shreds. I have no doubt about it. But if they play defensively and try to score a counter-attacking goal, then it could be a bit of a long match for Liverpool. We have to be patient. We have to use the 90 minutes properly and use them well. Don't rush the game. If you see that West Ham are playing defensively, don't go gung-ho and tire yourself out, because we have players coming back from the World Cup, so they need to be managed in the game. They can't play at the full pace of the Premier League just yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks' time, when they're back to full fitness and they're integrated into the squad again, then they'll start playing their normal games. But at the beginning of the season, it's all about the 3 points. We just have to go out there and win the game somehow, and get goal or goals from somewhere and win the game. We have the ingredients. We have the players to win the game. Of course we do, but it's just we'll wait and see anyway. I don't want to make any prejudgments about the game or predictions. And yeah, we go into tomorrow's game confident of a victory for Liverpool. This could be a very good year for Liverpool. this could be a very successful year for Liverpool. We could win the league, the Premier League title, because we've got a good squad now, a very good squad. We've got much more depth, and we've got, you know, strength in depth. Basically, it's not just a you know, a thing of having a good squad, a big squad. You need to have strength, quality players in the team, and I think we've acquired that now. You know, 4 new players coming into the squad, the team, will take us on to a higher level, I feel, this season, and we can win a lot more games. You know, the kind of games that we drew last year, especially at Anfield. You know, I think we drew 7 or 8 games. We drew, I think, 12 games in total, and of those 12 games, I think 8 of them were at Anfield. You know, which is ludicrous. We could have picked up a lot of points, and we ended up the season 25 points behind Man City, but they had an outstanding season. You know, even Manchester United, who finished second, were 19 points behind them. So there wasn't much difference between second, third, and fourth. It was just between, you know, second, third, and fourth, and the first place team. There was a big gap, and we need to close that gap. That's the main thing. We need to start putting pressure on Manchester City and see if they can cope with it. If they can cope with it, then they will probably win the title again. But if Liverpool can beat them early in the season, I think we play them in October or something like that, you know, so would probably have about 9 games before then, 9 or 10 games before we play them. And if we can beat them at Anfield in that game, and we're neck to neck with them, or if we're in front of them, then I feel that Liverpool will go on to win it this season, the Premier League title. Of course, you know, the fans of other clubs and opponents always say that they take the piss. They say that you always say every year this is going to be your year, but we haven't seen Liverpool have such a good, you know, summer transfer window for many years now. And this time, I feel that we've acquired a very good squad. We've built up a very good squad of players now, a team of players that can challenge on all fronts, you know, next season. So it's down to Jurgen Klopp and his team, his squad, to prove everyone right, you know, and to go out there and actually start winning trophies, because Klopp is a good manager. He's an enthusiastic person, a charismatic person, you know, manager at Liverpool. But it's all well and good him being happy and laughing and joking in press conferences. But this year, the pressure is on him. You know, we don't need to put pressure on him, but the media outlets and the other clubs will start to, you know, put pressure on our club to win things. And they've already started the mind games now, you know, the likes of Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. So he needs to be able to cope with that pressure. And he needs to prove his doubters wrong. You know, it's all well and good making excuses and saying that we didn't have the players or we weren't able to get over the line. But it's been 3 years now, Jurgen, you know. 3 years you're at the club. This is going to be your 4th season, you know. So you need to really win something this year, whether it be the FA Cup, League Cup, or hopefully, I'm praying to God, the Premier League title. It's been 28 years, man, since Liverpool won the title. 28 long years of waiting and yearning for that title, you know. We need to pick it up once. If we win it once, I feel there's going to be many more coming down the line, you know, many more Premier League titles being won in the foreseeable future, and many other trophies being won, you know, FA Cups and League Cups. It will just give the team a massive boost, a massive confidence going into the future seasons and developing all together, you know, keeping the squad together, keeping all the good players in the team. And if you start to win things, it's only a good sign for the future that you'll win even more trophies. And let's hope that it happens, Liverpool fans. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I want to get back to the matches. You know, we've got some 3 PM kickoffs today in the Premier League. I want to start, you know, watching them. Maybe Huddersfield against Chelsea, or what was the other one? Fulham against Crystal Palace. Fulham have built up a very good squad as well, you know. So, you know, they're newly promoted, but they have a very good team, I feel, and they could cause a few upsets this season in the Premier League. You wait and see, you know. They're newly promoted, but they're a good team. They're a good, you know, football playing team, and they have a good squad already, and they've added to that, so that they could have a good season. Even Wolves, you know, Wolverhampton Wanderers have brought in international caliber players, Portuguese players, you know, Rui Patricio, João Moutinho from Monaco, and many others. So they could have a good season as well, and it's not going to be easy, the Premier League. We have to take every game, each and every game, seriously, whether it be home or away, and give all the games the respect that they deserve. We want to be successful in Europe as well, in the cup competitions, but the league is the bread and butter. I'm all for giving, for not doing well in the cup competitions as long as we win the league. If we're able to win the Premier League title, then it doesn't matter. It's all worth it. All the disappointment of the cup competitions will not be important for Liverpool if we win the Premier League. But we have to try and win it this season. This is a very good chance for Liverpool, because from next season, I feel that Man City will invest again. United, they didn't do much this transfer window. They're going to definitely invest, and that Mourinho could be out of the club by then. So they'll have a totally different manager, a different team next season. And of course, Chelsea brought in some good players though. They got I think Kovacic, they got Jorginho, they got that goalkeeper Kepa from Spain, who they rate very highly, and they've kept hold of Hazard, and Willian. So they have a quality team, Chelsea. Spurs even, Tottenham, Arsenal will not be taken lightly. Arsenal could cause, an upset or two on their day. They've fallen away, the past 3 or 4 seasons, but they're still a good team, Arsenal. They're still a good attacking football playing team. It's just their defensive frailties and their goalkeeper position as well, which has let them down in the last 2 or 3 seasons. And with their new manager, Unai Emery, they could be a totally different proposition this season. So they start off the season against Man City. Hopefully, Man City can lose points tomorrow. If they can get a draw, Arsenal, or if they can beat them, even better, and Liverpool beat West Ham, then City will be behind all the other teams from the first week, and that will put pressure on them. Added pressure, psychological pressure, for them to retain the Premier League title. It's not going to be easy for them this year. They're going to struggle because their fans are now expecting City to win the Champions League this season. So if they put all their eggs in that basket, and they could struggle in the league, they could lose points in the league matches against the top teams, or even the mid-table teams. Anyway, it's open to a lot of permutations, the Premier League season. It's that kind of league that you never know what's going to happen. It's not like the Italian or the Spanish or the French, where you know that the big teams are always going to win the matches. 90% of the time they win the matches against the other teams in their leagues. But in England, it's not like that, because of the money, the television rights deals, and the sponsorships, and the teams have just got money to spend now. A lot of the teams in the Premier League, so it's not going to be easy. That they've assembled good squads, most of the teams in the Premier League, and we have to make sure that we deserve to win it. Because we can't rely on other teams. Liverpool have never relied on other teams to be successful. Like Manchester United or Chelsea and this and that. Liverpool have always gone out there and done the business in the league. Before the Premier League, in the old First Division, the First Division Championship, we always won it, deserving to win it. So we can definitely do it this year, Liverpool. We just need to be consistent, and we need to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat at Anfield. We have to put a marker down tomorrow. Beat West Ham, and then beat the other teams that we're supposed to beat. The likes of Brighton and Huddersfield and Watford and this and that. We have to beat these teams. It's as simple as that. No more excuses. And Klopp, this is Klopp's final. I feel that this is Klopp's final season at Liverpool. If he's successful, he carries on. But if he's not successful, then it's the end of the road for him, unfortunately, because it's going to be his full season. And if he doesn't bring a trophy back to the cabinet, the Anfield cabinet, then what's changed since Rodgers left? Really, I mean, he's made us a better team. He's unified the club, the supporters. He's brought in his players now. He's assembled a good squad. We're playing some good football, but we had all that as well when Rodgers was here. Rodgers in the 13-14 season got within 2 points of winning the Premier League title. It's only the Chelsea game that ruined it for us. If we'd won that game or drawn that game at Anfield, the infamous Gerrard slip If we had won that game, that was it. That was the title to Liverpool with 3 games to go, and Man City would have they would have been out of it. Would have been finished. And so yeah, so we can't say that we haven't come close to winning it. We have, under Rodgers and under Benitez as well in 2008, 2009, but we weren't able to finish the job off. You know, I think we seem to panic at the end of the season and lose points, you know, because we haven't been used to winning it for many years now. That we became nervous. We became well, basically we just couldn't handle the pressure. We couldn't get over the line. So Klopp now needs to start putting these excuses to bed, and he needs to start winning things from this season onwards, because he's not going to be here forever. We all adore Klopp, you know, we all love him at Liverpool as a manager, but there's only so many years that he can manage Liverpool, and if he doesn't win anything, then the love for the manager, the respect for the manager is going to start going down the drain from the supporters, because they're going to start seeing through him. They're going to start saying, you know, he talks the talk, but he can't get the team over the line. So what's going on? You know, we need a change. We need somebody else coming in. And yeah, we wait and see, Liverpool fans. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, to the video. Make your comments in the comment section below. It will be very much appreciated from fellow Liverpool fans all across the world, you know. And yeah, we can only hope for a victory tomorrow. Hopefully, we do start the season in good fashion, and we finish the job against West Ham, and then we go to Selhurst Park on a Monday night, you know, the 20th, and hopefully we can win there. But I think since Klopp's been here, we've beaten Palace. I think we've played them 3 times since he's been here in the league, you know, at Selhurst Park, and I think we've won all 3. So we're not frightened of winning there. You know, we're not. It's not a hoodoo ground for us, basically, a bogey team for us. Anyway, thank you again, Liverpool fans, as I said before, for watching the video, and nice to see you all again, and up the Reds. Come on, you Reds, we want the 3 points. Go out there and win the game and make us all happy. See you later on, everybody.